So bring your knees to the mat, spread wide or together. Bring your forehead to the mat, and then your hips towards your heels. If you have to choose one between forehead to the mat or hips towards heels, always choose forehead to the mat. Exhale a deep, big breath out. And then as you inhale, bring the attention to the breath. Feel the back body rise, the side bodies expand. Start to inhale through the nose and exhale through the nose, cultivating that Ujjayi pranayama, the oceanic or victorious breath. As you inhale, feel yourself lift off of the mat, fill up. And as you exhale, sink down just a little deeper. Connect just a little more with that mat. For this Ujjayi breath, you'll be inhaling through the nose, and as you exhale, you push the air up and out the back of the throat, creating a sort of sighing-like sound or wave-like sound. Using this breath to build and store heat in the body for the next 30 minutes of class. You can set an intention for your practice if you like, or if you're going with mine, it will just be to connect breath with movement, but also with the transition. So focus on creating just a little bit more ease, a little bit more flow, more grace in your transitions. And that doesn't mean they have to be graceful or beautiful in form. More so in the transition between those inhales and those exhales, trying to put your attention also on the movement and the body and the form in between poses. You've got your breath and your intention. Inhale, lift the forehead up off the mat. Walk the hands over to the right side. Tent the fingertips. Keep the forehead lifted off the mat. Pull that left hip back and down as you press the fingertips into the mat. Feel the big stretch in left side body. One more deep breath in. As you inhale, you'll feel that inhale pull on the left side. And then as you exhale, walk those hands back towards the center and over to the left. Same thing. Drop that right hip down and back. Feel the tension between the right fingertips, the right armpit, all the way down to that right hip. And take a few deep breaths here. Last big breath in. Gently walk the hands back to center. Come on up to a tabletop position. On the inhale, right away, we're going to move through some cat-cows. Inhale, arch the back, drop the belly, look up. Exhale, cat pose. Round the spine, tuck the chin under, suck the belly button up, pull the shoulder blades apart. Keep moving through that. Shoulders stacked over wrists, movement in the core. And if it might feel a little sticky to start, think about breathing through those transitions, those movements, trying to build that heat in the body with the breath and with the movement. Last one. Gently come back to a tabletop. Tuck the toes under. You can walk the hands forward a few inches. Come on up into plank. You can also step the feet back if that's easier. For plank, stack your shoulders over your wrists, broaden across the collarbones, look forward to the tip of the mat. Roll forward so that the heels are over the balls of your feet, hips are slightly below the shoulders, and suck the belly into the spine. Really press into the hands. One more breath in. Exhale, lift the hips, keep the hands and feet where they are, downward facing dog. Right away, take your dog for a walk. Bend the left knee, bend the right, shift the weight from side to side. Breathing as you move. As you bend one knee, look under the opposite armpit. As you bend the right, you look under the left armpit. Feel that movement, that breath, connecting. And then start to clean that down dog up. Toes point forward, feet are hips width distance apart. Slight bend in the knees if you like. Take a peek forward at the hands. They're shoulders width distance apart. The shoulders are way behind the wrists. So you're lifting those hips up towards the ceiling, lifting that tailbone up. Suck the belly into the spine. Inhale here. Exhale, shift forward into plank again. The gaze comes right to the front of your mat. Keep the plank. Inhale. Exhale, lift the hips, downward facing dog. 2 more of those. 1 breath, 1 movement. Inhale, we shift forward to plank. Shoulders over wrists. Gaze forward. Exhale, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Press straight back. Last one. Inhale, forward into plank. This time, lower the knees. Lower the chest and the chin to the mat. Bum is in the air. And then drop the hips down for baby cobra. Tops of feet press into the mat. Untuck the toes. Squeeze the elbows in by your side. Your hands are in line with your breastbone. And you're lifting that chest forward. Squeeze the glutes. Press the tops of the feet so much so that the kneecaps lift up. This is your baby cobra. Then gently lower the knees and tuck the toes. Keeping the knees on the mat. Press up. And then lift the hips, downward facing dog. That's one option for your flow. We'll go over another one a little later on. Let me inhale, lift the heels, look forward. Exhale, tiptoe the feet to the front of the mat to a forward fold. Feet are hips width distance. If you need to measure, that's 2 fists. Drop them down in between your toes. Bend the knees a lot. Grab for opposite elbows. Get the chest onto the tops of the legs, the quads. So we're bending the knees so much so that our chest and our tops of the legs touch. Hang heavy. Inhale here. Exhale to stay. Inhale to half lift. Crown of the head reaches forward. Flat back. Let's workshop this here for a minute. So squeeze the elbows in by your side. Tops of hands press gently on the tops of the arms. You're squeezing those elbows in to remind yourself to activate through the core. Crown of the head reaches forward. Find a lot of length in the spine. Imagine you could balance a teacup right here where your bum meets your back. 1 more breath in. Exhale, forward fold all the way down. Bend the knees gently. Start to roll up to stand, stacking vertebrae upon vertebrae. Your head comes up last. And then roll the shoulders up, back, and down, palms face forward. Mountain pose, Tadasana. Now, if you're like me, sometimes you tend to arch your back right away into Tadasana. Take your left hand, place it on the base of your spine, and just tuck that tailbone under, find a neutral pelvis. Then palms face forward, core is zipped up, mountain pose. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead, press palms, look up. Exhale, hands come down to your heart. Drop the arms, reverse swan dive, drop them back up and touch. Exhale, forward fold all the way down. Inhale to half lift, crown of the head forward. Exhale, we fold. We move 1 breath, 1 movement. Bend the knees. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead, look up. Exhale, hands come down to your heart. Find that neutral pelvis. Inhale, the arms reach up overhead, look up. Exhale, forward fold all the way down. Inhale to half lift. Exhale, we fold. Do that whole set 1 more time on your own breath. Maybe close the eyes if you want to challenge yourself. Just notice the breath. Connect it with your movement. We'll all meet in that forward fold. Beautiful. When you get there, exhale. Walk that left hand to the middle of the mat. Create a triangle with your 2 feet. Inhale, straighten the right leg, reach the right hand up, bend the left knee. So you're bumping that right hip back. It's kind of like a sassy hip. Straightening the leg, getting into the hamstring, getting in to the glute. And that right hand is just reaching up. Gaze is to the right. Fingers can be tented or on a block. One more inhale. Exhale to stay. Inhale, twist a little more from the belly. Exhale, lower that right hand down to the mat. This time we lift the left hand, bend the right knee, straighten the left leg. Left leg straight, right knee bent. Left hand lifts up, you're twisting from your belly. Breathe here into the back side of that left straight leg. One more breath. And then exhale, come on back to that forward fold. On the inhale, chair pose. Drop the hips, sweep the arms up. Set this up from the ground up. Toes point forward, knees point forward. Imagine you're squeezing a block or a beach ball in between your legs. Sit the butt low. Make sure you can see the toes over the knees. If you can't, drop the butt down on the floor. Arms reach up overhead. Look up. Quiet trip. Get out of here. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, sit a little lower. Imagine you're holding a beach ball also between your fingertips. Turn the armpits towards one another. The pinkies towards one another. Sit lower. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Straighten the legs. Drop the head all the way down. Beautiful. Inhale to half lift. Exhale, plant the hands. Step back to a plank pose. This time we go through a different flow. Inhale, press away from the mat. Look forward. Exhale, half push up down. Chaturanga. Squeeze the elbows in by your side. Inhale, upward facing dog. Tops of feet press into the mat. Chest lifts through. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift the hips, drop the heels. Take a few breaths here. Beautiful. Inhale, the right leg lifts, toes point. Exhale, bring the knee to your nose, and then step the foot through, warrior two. Open up to the left side, and let's set this up again, always from the ground up. So, right toes and right knee point forward. If your knee tends to knock in, you can physically, manually open it up with your right hand. Tuck that right butt cheek under. Try to get the knee and the toes in line. Back foot, back knife edge of the foot, presses into the mat. Bend that front right knee. Arms reach apart. Drop the shoulders away from the ears. And take a few breaths in warrior two. Close your eyes here. Try to just notice the sensations. Can you sit a little lower? If you sit lower, you tuck that right butt cheek under a little more. Breathe into this warrior two. Inhale, blink the eyes open, flip the front palm up, reach forward, 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 and then side angle, supported side angle. Right forearm comes down to the top of the right quad, but try not to dump weight into the bottom arm. Instead, think about the left hand lifting up. Then you can reach your right hand down towards the mat, press it to the inside of the right leg. Your legs haven't changed from that warrior two. If you came out of it, sit back down into it. Press the right outer arm into the inside of the leg. You've got this. Inhale here. Exhale to stay. Inhale to lift. Exhale, reverse your warrior. Left hand reaches back to the left quad. Right hand reaches up. Sit back down into that lunge. You've got it. Inhale. Exhale, hands come down to the mat. Frame the foot, left heel lifts, and then step that right foot back to meet the left and go through a flow. Either of the two flows we did, moving with your breath, we meet in downward facing dog. Really simple sequencing to allow you more time to connect breath with body. Inhale, the left leg lifts. Exhale, knee to nose. Step that left foot through, back heel comes down, warrior two. And when I say simple sequencing, I don't mean that these poses are easy. I mean, not a lot of poses. a little more time in each asana, each pose, to dig down into it, to find a little grit. Right knife edge of the foot presses into the mat. Left knee and left toes track forward. Imagine opening a door with that left knee to the outside, tucking that left butt cheek under, sitting low into the lunge. Make sure you can see your toes over your knee. If you can't, walk the toes up. I want you to keep working towards 90 degrees in that front knee. Always moving to a place. It's a practice, not a perfect. Reach the arms apart, close the eyes, breathe here. Find your edge. Little bit of grit. Flip that left palm up to face the ceiling. Reach forward, forward, forward. When the torso can't go forward anymore, supported side angle. Set it up. Right hand reaches up, left forearm on top of the left quad. And then reach that right hand up like I was pulling you. Once you have that lift with the core, left hand reaches down to the inside of the left hand. Side angle. Inside of the left leg. Fingertips reach down towards the mat or a block. Press the outside of the arm into the inside of the leg. Right hand's reaching up. Inhale here. Exhale to stay. You've got this. One more breath. Exhale, reverse your warrior. Keep the legs. Right hand reaches back. Left hand up. One long stretch from left hip out the left fingertips. Exhale, hands come down to the mat to frame the foot. Step that left foot back to meet the right and go through a flow. When you get to down dog, exhale. Deep breath in. H-A. Inhale, we come forward to a plank once again. Exhale, slowly lower down to the mat, squeezing the elbows in by your side for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then untuck the toes, tops of feet to the mat. On the inhale, just walk your hands out to the side. Tent the fingertips. So your arms are coming straight out like a T, but the fingertips are on the mat, elbows bent. Inhale, lift the chest, press into the hands. Tops of feet, stay on the mat. Exhale to lower. Inhale, peel the torso off the mat, look forward. Exhale to lower. Squeeze your glutes as you lift, 2. Inhale, peel. Exhale, lower. 2 more, guys. Lift. Lower, almost like a wave with the upper body. Last one. And then bring your favorite ear to the mat. Drop your hands back by your sides with the palms facing up. Close the eyes. Take a few breaths. Inhale, bring the chin back to the mat. Interlace the hands at the base of your spine. Keep the tops of the feet pressed into the mat. Inhale, lift the chest, punch the back wall with those fists. Keep lifting and looking forward. Squeeze the shoulders, shoulder blades together and down the back. Breathe here for 5, locust pose. For 4. Lift and squeeze for 3. You got this. Last 2. Last 1. And then gently bring the other ear to the mat, hands by your sides, close the eyes. Few breaths here. Gently bring the chin back to the mat, hands by your sides. Press yourself up, hips reach back, and then we're just going to flip on over to our bums. So swing the legs out in front of you. Beautiful. And then we're just going to lower our backs all the way down to the mat. Keep the knees bent and the legs up. We've got one bridge pose with lifts and then just one plain bridge pose. So walk the heels back towards the bum. They're not touching, but they're close. Feet are hips width distance apart, toes point forward, knees reach up. Hands come by your sides, palms facing down. Walk the shoulder blades together under the back. Keep the back of the head on the mat. Inhale, lift the hips, squeeze the glutes. Walk the shoulder blades together. If you can interlace your hands and press the pinkies into the mat, do so. Keep pressing into the feet. The more you press into the feet, the more those legs are helping out your glutes. So your butt cheeks are squeezed together, but you also feel this activation through the legs. On the inhale, lift the hips. Exhale, lower the hips 2 inches. Unclench your butt. Inhale, lift. Knees aren't moving. Exhale, lower. Just your glutes. Inhale, lift, squeeze. Lower, release. Lift and squeeze. Lower, release. Lift and squeeze. Drop it 2 inches. Lift and squeeze. Lower. Last one. Lift and squeeze. And then lower all the way down. Hands stay by your sides. Gently windshield wipe the knees to the left and the right. Your hands are kind of like bowling bumper lanes. They're not letting your knees get too far left or too far right. You're just gently releasing that lower back. And then we've got one more bridge. Press the feet into the mat. Inhale, lift the hips. Walk the shoulder blades together and under the back. Or the hands up together and under the back, sorry. Keep lifting the hips, chest closer to the chin. Press into the feet a lot. Get those hips up as high as you can. Squeeze the glutes. Imagine you're squeezing a beach ball between the knees. You've got this. Lift for 5. Breathe for 4. Last one. Gently lower the hips all the way down. Bring the knees into the chest, give them a squeeze. Roll gently to the left and the right. Nice work. Keep the right knee in, reach the left leg long, and then bring the right knee over to the left. And bring your hands to a T, gazes to the right. You take that left hand and rest it gently on top of the right knee. Coax that knee just a little closer to the mat, not too close. Feel the release here, the stretch. Breathe into that lower right side of your back. Try to keep that right shoulder on the mat. Doesn't matter where the knee is. Gently come on back to center. Reach that right leg out, pull the left knee in. And then bump the right hip to the middle, drop the left knee over to the right. Left shoulder, left arm is on the mat. Bring that right hand just gently on top of the left knee. Coax it down. And then once again, a little time to breathe. Gently come back to center. Bring the knees into the chest. Bring the forehead to the knees. Squeeze everything together in a little tiny ball. And then exhale. Final Shavasana, corpse pose. Reach the legs out long. Let the toes fall open. Palms face up. Let body be super heavy. breath go and the body breathe itself. Unclench the jaw. Release your tongue from the roof of your mouth. And stay in the Shavasana for as long as you like. If you're ready to be walked out, gently bring one knee into the chest and then the other. Keep the eyes closed. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead for a big morning stretch. And then roll to either side, fetal position, resting the ear on the bicep, bend the knees. Gently bring one hand to the mat. The other, press yourself up to a seat. Sukhasana, easy pose. Any seat will do. Cross the legs. Keep them uncrossed. Find those sits bones rooted down into the mat, palms face up or down into the knees. Lengthen the spine. Squeeze the shoulder blades together and down the back. We take 3 breaths together to end the class. Exhale all of your air out. Deep breath in through the nose. Through the nose, exhale slowly. Deep breath in through the nose. Fill up at the top, hold it. Open the mouth, H-A. Ha. Blink the eyes open. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Press those palms together. Exhale, hands come down to the heart. Namaste, you guys. Thank you.